Hey guys, here I am, the child of paradox, right? I just posted about June, me not wanting to share, and all of a sudden I had an idea that I wanted to share. So just when you say something isn't going to happen, something happens. Anyways, I'm sitting here this morning and Ara's getting ready for work, and I was just messing around with my plants, and I was like, those are kind of ugly. I think I'm going to replant some of them into different pots and work with them. And anyways, one of my plants, the first one I replanted, I think I might have killed it, because it was in a big pot, and I wanted to move it into a smaller pot because it wasn't doing very good in the big pot. But I think the air getting on its roots, I think it might have killed it. So it got me thinking about plants and all that stuff, and how, like, every time I've ever tried to move a plant from a bigger pot or from a natural environment into a pot or something like that, it's not ever done very well. Like going from a big environment to a small environment. But like, then I was thinking, I was like, man, I suck at transplanting these plants. But then I was thinking, well, when I buy like the 6-pack from the store that are all root bound and stuff, and I put them into pots, all of a sudden they just grow like gangbusters. And so it got me thinking about the roots and how the roots are different in the different environments. And like whenever you get the 6-pack from the store, it's always all root bound. All the roots are clustered up in there. So you have all this energy in this tight space. And then suddenly when the environment changes and allows for expansion, all of that energy shoots outward and the plant just thrives because it went from a really constricted environment to a open environment, to the right environment. It went from the wrong environment to the right environment, and which is how we get plants to reach their maximum potential. You do it by stressing them. And so you start them in the small environment where there's enough drainage so that the roots don't get sick, and the roots are allowed to grow into that environment. But once they hit a certain point, they become constricted and the plant begins to suffer and actually decline because of it. But once you take that plant out of that environment and place it in the new environment, suddenly it flourishes. And so then that got me thinking about the human consciousness. And I see awakening a lot in the same way, where our consciousness, our beings are so constricted by the environment in which we live. And suddenly when that environment changes, or suddenly when we just break through, like our shells get too much for our beings to handle, and we find ourselves in a brand new environment where the old rules, the old constrictions, the old ways of thinking aren't there anymore to hold us back, and suddenly it's just like a rapid expansion, and we flourish because of it. That's why, that's where you get genius. That's where you get these sudden, blissful states of being. It's because suddenly we realize we're free. We go from being bound by slavery to being free. And so, like, it's cool that nature can teach us so much, and our own interactions with nature can teach us so much. Like, every time there's a plant that's happy where it's at, where it wants to be, and I go and fuck with it because it's not how I envision things, there's never a good outcome for it. And yeah, it's just, life's a teacher. That's philosophy. Philosophy is the study of life, and life is consciousness, and we are how we experience things. So, like, I just had this thought this morning, and I wanted to share it in this quick video. I might sound crazy to some people, but maybe there's someone out there who understands. Maybe there's someone out there who gets it. But that's the occult, that's philosophy, that's as above, so below. And that's the point I'm always trying to make, is like all these themes are applicable in every aspect of our lives. Even the theory of the Big Bang is the same thing. It's too much matter and too much energy confined in too small of a space, and suddenly that energy and that matter finds a way to expand. And so plants, consciousness, um, anything, animal behavior, like it's all the same. The universe, the same laws apply at every level, every single level, even in not socioeconomics, geopolitics. So we're seeing this same constriction and expansion uh, pattern play out at so many levels right now. And so, like, whenever I make a connection like that, I always like to share it, or I always like to put it down, because, for me, that's like all these patterns make it easier for me to understand the universe and everything that's going on in it. So, anyways, love y'all. Hope you are having a great day, enjoying your morning, and doing whatever you want to do. All right, love y'all.